Welcome everyone to the Turkey Day leftover edition of my NFL Pick Show. I have 6 servings of picks for you this week, including a special Black Friday special, but we'll get to that later in the show. For my first pick, I like the Giants -2 over the Redskins. Coming off the bye, this is the healthiest the Giants have been on offense and defense. So I look for Cromartie and Mukamara to slow down the Washington passing game, and they'll be able to put lots of pressure on Cousins. And on offense, I think the Redskins will have trouble slowing Eli and the running attack. And the Giants won't have any trouble slowing down the Redskins running backs, as they've struggled since September in running the ball. For my next pick, I like the Texans -3 over the Saints. I look for DeAndre Hopkins and Shorts to continue their great play on offense, as they lit up Revis and Cromartie last week like a Christmas tree. And the Saints secondary doesn't have anybody like that on that level, even with a new defensive coordinator. And the Texans' deep defensive line will be able to pressure Drew Brees all day and rush his throws. And with the healthy Texans secondary, the Saints receivers will have trouble getting separation. For my next pick, I like the Vikings +3.5 over the Falcons. I think the Vikings will overpower this Falcons team on both offensive and defensive lines. And that will make it rough on Matt Ryan and the Falcons offense. And Teddy Bridgewater will have all day to throw and use his speedy wide receivers, and AP in the backfield will help him for a big passing day. So I look for the Vikings to bounce back last week from their hard loss against the Packers. Now, do you hear that? That's right. In honor of Black Friday, I have a special sale for you. Not only do I have 1, not 2, but 3. Yes, 3 upset specials. I can hear everybody rushing to the cashier. So, for my first upset special, I like the Buccaneers +3.5 over the Colts. I look for Winston to use his double threat 6'5" receivers to his advantage over the smallish Colts secondary. And this will open up things for Doug Martin on the ground. And I look for the Buccaneers defense to keep up their great play in their secondary. And the Bucs will pull off the hat trick with playing 3 backup quarterbacks in a row and winning all 3 games. And Matt Hasselbeck will feel the heat from the Tampa Bay front 7 as they are hurting on the O-line. For my next upset special, I like the Steelers +4 over the Seahawks. Not many teams can pull this off, but the Steelers can against the Legion of Boom, as they have 5 receivers who can go toe-to-toe with Sherman, Kerry Williams, and friends. And with all the attention paid to them, I think Heath Miller and the running game will have a big day. And the Steelers' defense might be bend and break, but I think the front 7 will give trouble to Wilson, and I think the Steelers can pick him off or cause some fumbles. For my third and final upset special, I like the Broncos +3 over the Patriots. I know it's Osweiler versus Brady, but Osweiler won't have to win the game for them, as the Denver defense will put a hurting on Brady and rush his throws, and he won't have a lot of his regular friends on offense. So I think the Denver secondary will go toe-to-toe with their replacements and slow down Gronk. And I don't think the Patriots secondary can handle Sanders as he's coming back and Thomas. So I look for the Broncos to hand the Pats their first loss of 2015. So for a quick recap, here are my picks, and enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving weekend.